Hey everybody, I'm Ricky Rackman. This is the Rock of Love Bus Reunion Special.
Please let me introduce myself. I'm gonna get you off like there's no one else. Please let me be your flesh and blood, your dirty secret, your rock of love, rock of love.
It's been over a year since we gathered on this very stage, hoping that Brett's search for love was finally at an end.
You are my rock of love.
But it was not to be. Again.
He has a career. He's always on the road. He's very ambitious. He's very talented.
Amber and Brett's split convinced him that the only way to find a girl who could truly handle his rock and roll lifestyle was by taking his women on the Rock of Love Bus solo tour. So he gathered 23 beautiful women, a fleet of tricked-out buses, and traveled across the country rock star style. Tonight, we'll relive the thrills.
I don't recognize you two. You have clothes on.
And spills.
Be careful.
Whoa. That made this season unforgettable. And we'll reunite him with a girl that he chose to see if his search is finally at an end. But first, please welcome the women of the Rock of Love Bus. Ashley, Natasha, Jamie, Brittany, Megan, Nikki, Beverly, Farrah, Melissa, Kelsey, Heather, Marcia, Gia, Mindy, Brittanya, Samantha, Maria, Marcy, Constantina, Jennifer, and Cammie. And of course, the most pretty of them all, Big John is also here and holding it down here for Brett. And now, please welcome a true icon in the world of rock and roll. He's had 15 top 40 hits, sold 25 million singles, and he's dated what seems to be at least 300 chicks. Please welcome Mr. Bret Michaels. You know what? I gotta ask you this because this is the third time that I've been on this stage with you. I'm looking at all these chicks smoking, okay?
Beautiful.
Every day, you've got all these chicks. They want to be with you. You're on the road.
Right.
Does it ever come to a point that you're saying, you know what? I want some me time. I just like to sit in by myself and, like, read a novel.
That's never happened. No, that's never.
Well, Brett, it seemed like you had a lot of requirements for the perfect lady. She had to be sensual, she had to be beautiful, she had to be spiritual, and of course, it was probably better if she hadn't taken a vow of celibacy before coming on the show.
Probably not the best thing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay. So show me your sexiness and whatever you want to be.
Okay. I'm from the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Well, I'm a very spiritual person.
Which I love.
I'm very deep as well. There is more to life than meets the eye. And that's why I wear this where the third eye is. Belly dance is a very enchanting dance, and I am hoping to enchant Mr. Bret Michaels like a snake charmer.
God, that is hot. That is Taj Mahal.
I'm a totally passionate sexual person. I think about sex 24/7. I have to tell myself, stop thinking about sex.
Wow, this girl has a sexual charge going on, and it's aimed at yours truly.
One thing I really want to share with you is that I took a religious vow that I wouldn't have all the way sex in more than 3 years.
Dear God, please tell me Constantina took that vow 3 years ago and not last month.
Constantina, come on up here. Your arm matches my tie. I like that.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question that America wants to know is, are you still celibate?
No, in fact, I'm married. I moved to Nashville, and I met a great guy. We got married on Christmas night in New York City, Times Square, by the Naked Cowboy. He performed the ceremony. The Reverend Naked Cowboy.
I think that's what everybody really wants, isn't it? Just a marriage in New York City with a naked cowboy.
To my brother, the naked cowboy, right?
The thing is, Brett misunderstood. I came on the show because I was ready to come out of my vow, and I was looking for the right person to bring me out of it.
Wait. That's good, that's good.
And I was convinced that Brett could be the one.
And I'm learning about this now. Why?
So on the show, you were telling him about the vow of celibacy, but that didn't mean, Brett, stay away. It means, I have a vow of celibacy. Come on, let's break it, right?
Well, it meant, you know,
That's what I'm talking
Brett,
about.
I have a vow of celibacy. Come on, let's break it.
Right.
I think Brett's a very spiritual person, very spiritual person. I think he gets distracted by the physical realm a little bit, and if you don't mind, I would like to give him a reminder. Man.
Yes, please.
What is it?
You got it. What am I? Oh, that's awesome. I now have a fourth eye. Thank you. I mean that. I was being funny, but yes, thank you very much.
You have this amazing, incredible power.
Thank you.
And you are a wonderful spirit, and I don't ever want you to forget that, because you have the entire universe at your disposal and not just earthly things.
Gotcha.
Please remember that.
I fear spiritual something or other coming on very soon. Yes.
Well, Constantina,
absolutely.
I want to thank you for spending some time and bringing part of the spiritual world up here.
Yes.
Thank you. When we come back, we'll be joined by three ladies who seemed a lot more in love with Jose Cuervo than they were with Bret Michaels. Stick around. Welcome back. I'm curious, how many of the girls that are out there right now actually found love on the rebound and is still with that person now? Really? Whoa. Has anybody left Rock of Love and then got engaged? Have any of you girls left Rock of Love and gotten married already? Have any of you girls left Rock of Love and already pregnant? For more than a few of the girls, the Rock of Love bus seem to be running on alcohol. Let's take a look.
You're Brazilian, right?
I love to party. I love tequila. That's my drink of choice.
How many shots did you have already?
Half of the bottle?
Hello, hello.
I have a gift for Brad. It's a Brazilian tradition.
Wow, Marcia's kiss was smoking hot. Tasted just like Doritos, tequila, and some other familiar taste I just can't quite put my finger on.
All of a sudden, Marcia starts throwing like chips at my face. I was so angry at her, pushed her on the couch, and I choked her. You do not waste alcohol like that. That is not cool.
Where is my Louis Vuitton bag? Where is my Louis Vuitton bag?
It's already in here. Stop freaking out. We're making room for everything. We're making room for everything.
Oh, you
Chill the hell out. You need to chill the hell out. Don't start with me.
Oh, you better not start with me. I swear it's on. It's on. It's on.
You're fucking nuts. You need some medication. You need some medication.
I'm gonna tell you straight out, I do no illegal drugs. Everything I've ever taken and I'm on is legal, and Excuse me, chance drinking.
Nikki, Gia, and Marcia, please stumble on up here.
Hi, Marcia. You look beautiful today. Oh. Hello. Come on. How are you all doing?
Fabulous.
Good, good. You look great.
Marcia, you were a huge part of the consuming alcoholic beverages on the tour. Lots of tequila. Bottles of tequila. Possibly gallons of tequila.
Exactly, you're right.
Are there any regrets?
Absolutely not.
No,
I don't regret anything. I don't. I came in, I was real from the beginning to the end. I was myself, I was honest, and I was true. I did drink a lot.
We all drank a lot. It wasn't just
you know, what am I supposed to do?
There was a time that you went to the bathroom to talk to the toilet, and then you kissed Brett right away, and I think you even mentioned that the kiss tasted sort of like tequila and Doritos.
Well, I'm not opposed to having a good Dorito kiss. It's awesome. There was a tinge of a kicker in there that was a little different than... I didn't know exactly at the moment, honestly. I didn't know what it was.
It was lunch!
Spicy.
But you have really awesome lips, so I was able to overlook that and
Brett.
move past it, and it was a great kiss.
At least I had some Doritos before.
Yes. No,
So
it was
it
good.
tasted good.
You were great. And you know what? Like a rock star, she kept on going. I mean, all these girls, I'm going to say this, regardless of what the road did and regardless of how it rolled out, and I think you all hung really good with it.
Some of these girls can out-party a lot of the bands that you've toured with, correct?
I would say most, yeah. They out-party all. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm curious, I want to ask you girls this. Do any of you think, after you've seen the show, that maybe you've got a problem with alcohol?
Yeah.
On a serious note?
Definitely.
Oh, you think you do have a...
Yeah, definitely had a problem with alcohol, but I stopped drinking.
You stopped drinking?
Completely.
Good for you. Awesome.
I went to rehab.
Hold on. How long have you been not drinking?
I haven't drank in, I think it's been almost 2 months now.
Really?
About 2 months, yeah. 2 months sober. Yep.
Congratulations.
After seeing myself like that, I was had to stop.
Right. And what about you, DJ Lady Tribe?
I thought it was crazy, and I saw myself on TV. I met someone that put me in $10,000 rehab, which was kind of cool. And it was like 2 weeks of fun, sober, and I learned to be sober, and I'm doing well now.
Anyway, girls, I think that the three of you are awesome. I hope you all take good care of yourselves, whether you're drinking or not drinking. What do you get when you mix alcohol, silicone, and just a little bit of attitude? You know what? A real lot of attitude. We call it the Flantourage. Welcome back. In the Civil War, we saw North battle South. In World War II, it was the Allies versus the Axis. But it all pales in comparison to the fateful battle between the blonde and the non-blonde. Let's take a look.
The Flantourage.
Ah, the Flantourage.
Can we give a group kiss real quick?
We can do a, what is it?
Was that three-way? Wait, what is three-way right there?
It's not? You bitch? Are you serious? We're not talking about you, Sarah. You said Farrah. No, we did not.
Tray. Remove tray from box. Cut film. Here.
They're a mess. Like, I don't know if they're gonna make it to the actual elimination tonight.
Wait, you're walking too fast. Bitch, she's pulling me. You're walking too fast. Where do you want me to go?
Right next to Beverly.
This is Beverly. You are the stupidest bitch I've ever met in my life. Listen. I can't even spell elimination. I don't even know where I am. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ashley, Farrah, and Melissa, please come on up.
Come on, you gotta give it to the power. That was awesome. Come on, sit down. You're gonna sit over here?
Who is this girl?
All right.
Who's this? What the French?
All right.
Who's Melissa?
Go ahead.
She was? I thought she was a fan. Who is this girl?
All right.
We're talking about the Blanchage right now, correct?
Yes.
And why aren't you sitting over there with them?
Oh, we don't get along.
Who is she?
Yeah.
Are you part of the Blanchage?
I started the Blanchage. Decided to put all the blondes on our bus, the Blanchage. She inherited it and tried to
Who
make
is
some
she?
money off it. That's okay.
Hey, does somebody have a pen and a piece of paper so I can give her my autograph?
I'm gonna use the. This is one time I want to use the audience's help, if you don't mind, okay? Which is this the Blanchage? Or is Melissa the Blanchage?
We can tell she's the Blanchage. Do you know the secret Blanchage handshake? It doesn't matter because in our
hold on.
sexuality,
Wait, hold on.
before all of this started, we were
I want to talk to the Blanchage right now, and only because the audience and the girls made a lot of noise, I want to ask you just for a moment to just go sit up there, and I'm going to talk to these
Get the
girls,
fuck
okay?
off the stage!
Here, bitch! Get the fuck off the stage! Who is that? She's a crazy fan. Where's security?
Moving on, Farrah, who would you say are true Blanchage alumni?
Well, I would have to say, like, in the beginning, like, it was probably, like, Gia, me, and Ashley. And then Gia got eliminated, so we're the core of the Blanchage. And we sent Brett a friend's request, but he hasn't got back with us yet.
Would you say
I'm still mesmerized
Still
looking
waiting
at the
on that.
pictures. I'm looking.
I think you think it's not us.
would Brett maybe be a member of the
Yeah,
Blanchage?
Brett definitely is.
Hey, baby.
I would love to be on your page. I would be honored.
Were you aware that you were a member of the Blanchage?
I am now, and I'm happy to be a member of the Blanchage. It was they really, Ricky, honestly, this.
gotta be
They
cool.
tried it. It was great. It was awesome.
You gotta be a rocker.
Yes.
Wait. Do you know this? Did you know the secret handshake?
I knew of it.
He knows a different kind of handshake that I taught him.
Yes.
Ashley, what was the purpose of the Blanchage?
The purpose of the Blanchage is what the fuck would be the purpose of Rock of Love without us?
I'm sorry, but it got like so lame after we got eliminated. I mean, we brought action. Like even when like we felt like we were like so like couldn't even party anymore, we still like sucked it up and partied just for the show.
Well, I say this. We, without a doubt, I think that the three of us partied pretty good.
Yeah.
I could say without a doubt. Now, when you left, obviously the level of intense partying may have come down a notch.
But who wants to see Taya crimp her hair for 8 hours? Seriously.
Part of the, I think, shall I say, the beauty of the Blanchage was there was a little bit of girl-on-girl action.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Brett, what do you have to say about the time that the girls shared with each other?
Hello.
Many times when you weren't there.
Yes, I can't think of a man in his right fucking mind who's going to say, we must stop this. I think, even though I knew something going on behind my back.
Natasha Mike and
Wait.
Ashley, are you into chicks?
Of course I'm into chicks, and I'm into guys, and I'm into Brittany, you hot bitch.
Hey, I'd buy that pay-per-view. Anyway.
Wait, no, pause for a second. I think she was a touch-up.
Oh.
She has some gloss.
Hi-oh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm listening.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You notice I didn't stop that.
No, you
know, I didn't tell me that. Both of us, Ashley and Farrah, thank you very much. A lot of the girls left the tour with a broken heart, but only one also had a pillow filled with sweaty socks. Let's take a look back at Brittany's time on the bus.
Oh my God.
This is out of Brittany's bag. This is. Oh my God.
She stole all those socks.
After we left the locker room, Brittany took all of our dirty, smelly, sweat-soaked socks.
You stole socks? You know, the truth is, Brittany may be just a little bit too crazy. And I don't mean just crazy in a rock and roll good way. I'm talking about crazy, crazy.
You got nothing right, and you got the fucking thing because you're black.
You tend to get closer to my complexion, bitch.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out, bitch. Don't fuck with me.
Don't
fuck with me. I'm tripped. I'm fucking tripped.
The only reason you're here is because you're raised.
I am a
Don't pull that, because you don't.
I can't stand trashy-ass white bitches like you. Instant access, bitch. That's all I got to fucking say.
My grandfather's black.
Brittany, come on up.
How the heck have you been?
Well, how are you?
How
are you doing, baby?
Thank
You look great. Have a seat. Have a seat. You too.
I gotta clear something up, Brittany. Please, because I don't get it.
I don't either.
Well, I know that. Are you sorry that you brought up that whole black and white thing in your argument?
Absolutely, and it was totally misunderstood. What I meant was that in the past, as far as I knew, Bret Michaels only dated usually blonde-haired, blue-eyed, big busty girls. So I was under the impression that Natasha wasn't his type. That's what I meant, and it came out wrong. I was very drunk too.
Okay.
Me and Natasha are cool now.
Okay, well, I know. I thought it came out wrong, but maybe you know something I don't. Do you think that maybe, Natasha, do you think maybe you're Brett's type?
Well, who gives a fuck if I'm his type or not? The question is if he's mine. What guy wouldn't want me?
Look at all this.
What kind? Hold on. Because what kind?
I do what?
Wait, stop.
What?
You do porn?
And 6 figures, baby. 6 figures.
Yeah,
Hold on.
but
6 figures. 6 figures.
Okay, Nathaniel. Okay,
Nathaniel. What the fuck are you doing?
No idea.
Insane, man.
Hold on a second.
I got her.
We're gonna get this calmed down and sorted out. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. I do want to say something that this is honest, and this goes to all you girls, because you girls are awesome. But you got to understand, if anybody touches somebody else, I know this is a big, crazy show and everything. You know, if you're going to scream and yell, you can scream and yell, but if you touch somebody, you could probably get in a lot of trouble. I hope we're done with that kind of stuff. But hey, it didn't happen up here. That's a new one.
Yeah.
In the end, Brett would choose between two very different women. I'm curious, Brett.
Right.
Ginger or Marianne?
This is the...
No. This is not an explanation.
No.
This is
I'm
a
not
simple answer. Ginger or Marianne?
Ginger was sexy, but for some reason I just wanted to nail Marianne. I don't know why. I just...
Okay.
No rhyme or reason.
That explains.
See, you got it. I'm long-winded.
I'm not done, Brett. I'm not done. Let's take a look.
I think you know now how I feel, and I think it's just up to you how much you got to bring it. You know what I mean?
I'm
All right?
gonna try everything I've got. It is becoming very obvious that there is some serious heated chemistry between me and this guy. I mean, I just cannot stop kissing him for even a second.
More of this, more of this, more of this.
Come on, Mindy, baby, bring it on.
I do what I can.
Let me see it. So Mindy comes out in her lingerie. How did my sweet Mindy know that leopard is my favorite cat? You look awesome.
It's definitely time for Brett and I to get to know each other a little bit better. Alone.
I didn't mean to like start a thing.
I know. Why are you crying?
It just gets hard when you start to care about somebody and you realize that it may just be a big joke. I'm scared.
I mean, what are you thinking about?
It was just,
What do you need to say? Spit it out.
you know,
And I mean this sincerely. I hope and pray that we will remain close in each other's lives, but the ring is not for you, okay? want to hold you before you go because I think you're beautiful, all right?
I thought Brett was looking for someone that he could really fall in love with, not just another piece of arm candy.
Thank you for being here with me.
Mindy, please join us. Okay, before we get started...
Hold on, I'm adjusting.
Hold on.
All right.
I gotta do this, Brett, because if I didn't do this, I would be lying to myself.
Okay.
Season 1.
Yes.
You picked Jess, okay? She wasn't what we thought, but I think that you made the right choice. Season 2. Daisy is one of my best friends, but I think that Amber was the right choice.
Right.
Brett, I think you made the wrong choice. Sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm honestly, because Brett, we are good friends.
You're great
and
friends.
And the whole time, as soon as I watched the show and I saw what happened, my jaw dropped. And this is not a diss on Taya one little bit, but I was just a little bit surprised, and I'm sorry. I would have been mad at myself if I didn't say that. So I said it, and now let's move on. You can talk to me about it later.
Okay.
This year's cast seemed divided by nearly everything. There were old girls versus new girls, blondes versus brunettes, party girls versus more reserved girls, and you were the exception. Why do you think that you got along with most of the people so well?
I think mostly just because I tend to be one of the more real people. I just kind of say it like it is. I don't have anything to hide. I don't have any ulterior motives. I'm just me, and if I'm upset, people know I'm upset. When I'm sad, people know I'm sad. When I'm happy, I have a blast. And
When you're in a funk?
When I'm in a funk.
You're in a funk.
I think anyone can appreciate somebody who just is themselves. Just be real.
This is the thing that I mean, me and Brett have had this discussion before. As much as there is a lot of partying, there is some real emotions involved in this,
Right.
and there's a lot of feelings. There actually are broken hearts. Right. There are times that you're stuck with a decision between a couple of chicks that you really dig. I mean, it's the real thing.
Absolutely. But here's the bottom line. It's tough, I think, for any of us to get in that close of quarters and travel with each other like that and not get emotionally involved somewhere along the line. I mean, I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
What was it that you saw in Mindy that made her stand out from some of the other girls?
I think with Mindy, she was probably the most sincere about wanting to find a new relationship. That's the truth. That's what I felt.
I think that's true. I just was completely open to whatever did happen when I was on the show. I was in love with you, and it really broke my heart because I thought it was going to be me. I'm sorry. I only have one regret, is that I never looked at you and said, I'm in love with you. And maybe just having the opportunity to tell you, maybe that will help me. I honestly felt like I left my heart on the tour bus. There hasn't been a single day that I haven't thought about you and missed you, and finally one day it hit me. I never told him that.
Right.
I never just said, yeah, I am so in love with you that I can't even see straight. And I know that that's probably what you needed to hear and may have swayed your decision a little.
And I will say this truthfully, if you would have said that, and remember the whole time I was begging for you to just tell me. I didn't care if you even said I'm not interested or it's not what I want. Either way, it would have helped me. And I think had you said that, who knows how things would have turned out. They may have been different. But I think me and you are going to be. I think we're going to be very close for a long time.
I hope so.
I do. For real.
I hope I never let an opportunity like this pass me by again.
Jill, thank you very much. I think she's
But
beautiful.
he may have let an opportunity pass him by as well, so...
I kind of believe so.
But you never know. I'm not... Oh, yeah, I already did voice my opinion. What have things been like for you since the show ended? Is your life different?
It's different. You know, Old Navy staff members want to pose for pictures with me, which I find so endearing. I mean, it just, every time I'm having a bad day, somebody makes me smile, and it just changes everything. So it's really been a blessing, this, having the show do that for me. I mean, who doesn't want people to like them and, you know, come up, oh, we love you, you're my favorite. I love every time I hear that. It just is so endearing. It really touches me every time I hear something like that from someone.
I want to thank you for coming up here and sharing, and I don't know what happens in the future, if there is going to be something with this gentleman.
Well,
maybe there is.
Love. He can't
but
say
I
he
will
didn't
tell you
find love,
this,
'cause I love him to
don't
death.
think you're going to have a problem finding a good guy. That's just my... Thank you very much. When we come back, we'll take a look at the long road that led you and Taya together. We'll be back with even more reunion right after this. Brad, I think we all appreciate how hard it was for you to make a decision that last night. But it was a decision that you had to make. Let's take a look at the long road that led you and Taya together.
Well, you look beautiful. You do. You're very sexy. You're modeled before?
I'm Penthouse Pet. I'm sure you've probably seen my cover. I had a cowboy hat on.
I think I may have seen your cover. I'm already liking this. This is going really good. All right, here we go. Do whatever you want.
How about I just show you my ass, because that's my
That would be
fave.
nice. All right. Woo. Now we're talking about some nice shots. All right.
So here's 2 pictures for you to take on the road. But this was my first major layout, and it means a lot to me. And I want to give you the lingerie that I was wearing in it. So this is for you.
This is for real, sincere?
Yes.
I love it. Thank you. Now that's how you end a challenge on a high note.
All right, Taya. Uh-oh.
You know, I don't know much, but I get the feeling that this may not be Taya's first time working the polls.
Yep, good.
Obviously, Taya and I have a really close relationship, so we tend to get on each other's nerves faster, I think. But since day one, every single thing said, done, acted on, looked at has been perfection from the get-go.
99% of me wants you. 1% is absolutely holding back. What I didn't understand is, were you only here as a promotional tool, let's openly admit, like a few of the other girls?
He thinks that I'm wanting to factor him into a business plan. I always say the right things. He doesn't know if he can trust my sincerity. These are things that I don't know. I don't know if we can't get past this. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Jump into my bed of roses. I make love to you. I got you something that I thought was beautiful.
You got me a present.
I carved this myself on the beach today.
I was not expecting to fall for this guy, and I have, but I just need him to love me for me.
I finally found where I belong. You see me and where I've been. Made me feel safe enough to love again. But once upon a time starts now, and all because you showed me how to believe my fairy tale could come true. Once upon a time with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brett's Choice, Taya.
You look beautiful. Have a seat. Have a seat. We gotta sit both of us over here. Can we sit?
If you both want to sit there, that's fine. Here's something I was not aware of.
Yes.
You were in Penthouse.
Shut up.
I never knew.
I didn't either.
Taya, it was an amazing journey. What's
Right.
it like to be sitting next to your man?
My heart's going crazy. I don't even know what to say. I'm freaking out.
You got a little lipstick on your tooth.
That's all right.
Was it him or me? Am
You're
I
good,
perfect
perfect.
yet? Oh, hell no.
Taya, A lot of the other women on the show questioned your motives. They thought the reason you were on the show was just to promote yourself.
Well, first of all, you see so many of these shows and somebody gets, like, a bomb dropped. You know what I mean? And that was a big bomb, and it's a very public bomb. And there would have been absolutely no reason whatsoever for me to think that I was going to be able to hide something like that. He asked me, what do you do for a living? I said, I take naked pictures. I wasn't planning on coming right out with it the first day, but that's just where the conversation went. And then I said, honesty is the best policy. What am I going to do, lie?
I'm not a stripper.
I never said that I didn't used to be a stripper.
No, only because you don't dance at airport strip clubs. I'll be
At the end of it, it was funny. I was saying to everybody about the whole tour on the road and everything was very, very, very tough. And I think that Taya took a lot of punches. I think that Mindy took a lot of punches. And I'm putting all this to the side. The stabs at whether she dances or doesn't dance, the stabs at Penthouse, for her going out there and being in a magazine naked. I mean, who am I or anybody to cast the first stone of what somebody does? It's up to two people to decide what they like and don't like about each other. And I think she's a beautiful girl, you know what I mean?
Mindy, you seem to work hard to plant some seeds of doubt in Brett's mind. Do you still mistrust Taya's motives?
First of all, I didn't work hard to plant seeds of doubt. I just answered questions when they were asked of me what I honestly felt and believed. I'm not Taya. I'm not inside her head. I never saw in her eyes what I was feeling in my heart about Brett. I felt smitten. I felt crazy. I was in love, and I just didn't see that in her eyes.
Let me ask you this, Taya. Does it make you feel bad when you hear someone like Mindy, who at one point during the show was a friend of yours, when you hear her question your motives?
I was a good friend to Mindy. I was there for Mindy many, many times on the show. We talked and had a lot of private discussions, and it seems like she took a lot of that stuff and then tried to twist it and use it against me. I think that she had an agenda, and the agenda was, I need to get what my heart tells me that I want. So when she says that she didn't see in my eyes this and that, she saw me break down on that last day and freak out that I was invested and I was gonna go home. And I don't have to defend myself to Mindy or anybody. I was good to her. I never stabbed her in the back. I never said a nasty word about her ever, and I never would.
Brett, I have a question for you. Obviously, there are some people that have, you know, bad feelings towards Taya, and they're very upset about this. How do you answer something like that?
What mattered to me was also how people treat other people. And the one thing that I noticed about her was that I felt that she treated a lot of the girls really great. And I think Mindy truly liked you as a human being. I think at the end, the real matter of the fact is that Mindy and me and you and I became very, very, very emotionally attached, where it was painful. And it was, and that's what happens when you do this. I want to say this to everyone. You know, a lot of those shows out there, I'm going to say straight up, are bullshit. They're bullshit. And this show is a real show. It's very emotional. And in the end, it's my decision. And I told Mindy this straight up. I really love Mindy and I really love Taya. But in the end, Mindy and me didn't express it. Taya expressed to me how she felt. And that swayed my decision.
Brett did more than name you his rock of love. He let you pick out a huge rock of an engagement ring. That ring has been in his pocket since that night. We'll find out if it's going home with Taya when we return. Wow. I will tell you, this has been different than any other of these shows that we've ever done, Brett.
Absolutely.
It really has been. You had Mindy and Taya pick out rings before you made your final decision.
Right.
What was the whole thing behind having them pick out the rings?
The ring, for me, was showing that I was sincere about what I was doing.
Taya, what was going through your mind? Because that seemed to take it to a whole nother level.
I realized I'm either going to be really happy at the end of this, or the heartbreak is going to be traumatic.
If Brett had popped the question to you on that night, what would you have said?
If a priest came out from behind a tree and my parents came swimming in from the ocean, I would have married him right there that night. Absolutely, I would have married him.
Let's go a little bit ahead. Do you see yourself, or do you hope a couple years ahead that you are Mrs. Brett Michaels?
That's a hard question to answer. Then I would have said yes. Now, time has passed. I've been dealing with all these feelings all by myself. I haven't been able to talk to anyone. I've had no one to turn to, no one to help me sort out everything that's been going on. Everyone else got to leave the show and heal. You know, even Mindy, you know, you get to go home with some closure. You know,
What closure did I have, Taya?
When I say closure, I mean having a definition of what they
Mindy,
had to go
did you go
through when
home
they
and did you
went.
feel closure?
What, did
Do you feel
anybody just
closure,
hear
Mindy?
everything I just said on that stage? Does it seem like I have closure? I am
I'm
in
not
love
saying
with someone.
that you're not still hurting. I'm not saying that.
I think Taya, like myself, I think it's going to take a little time to get to that spot because I don't want to play with that. I think we got a date. I mean, it's been 3 months. I think we got to go find and see if it's still there, away from everybody, away from everything.
I wish the two of you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
And Brett, thank you for letting me be a part of this journey
You're
once
very
again.
welcome, man.
I want to thank Big John and I want to thank all of the girls for making this season's Rock of Love an incredible experience. And don't miss Daisy of Love, because I'm on that show too. Everybody, thank you very much. Bye. You do look a little bit different than you did on the show. And I don't think it's something that you've done to your hair.
No, it's not.
Please explain.
Well, I always wanted a bigger butt, so I went out and bought one.
Brett, you likey?
Me likey? It's nicey. That is the most awesome thing I've ever...
A butt implant?
That is... No, I'm
Why
not kidding.
not?